After years of mystery, lore teases, and countless fan theories, SKIRK is finally becoming playable in Genshin Impact version 5.7, and wow, her kit is nothing like what most of us expected. If everything stays on track, we'll get our first real look at her gameplay shortly after version 5.6 drops. So in just a couple of weeks, expect to see full animations, combos, and maybe even early impressions in action. The info I'm about to break down comes from very reliable sources, including Team Mew, who have been consistently accurate in the past. But of course, remember, this is beta info. Numbers and mechanics can still change, so take it all with a grain of salt as we plan our pulls and teams. Now let's dive in. SKIRK is a 5-star cryo sword user designed as a pure on-field main DPS. Her kit centers around a unique energy resource called Serpent's Cunning, which is completely tied to her playstyle. When you activate her elemental skill, she gains 40 Serpent's Cunning and enters a special stance called Sevenfold Flash. In this state, her normal attacks are empowered and deal increased cryo damage. But there's a twist. Serpent's Cunning begins to decay over time, and once it hits 0, she automatically exits the stance. So SKIRK rewards tight rotations and focused field time. You can't just swap her in for a quick skill and back out. She's a character who wants to stay on field. Interestingly, Serpent's Cunning doesn't immediately vanish when she's swapped off, but it does continue to decay, so you'll still feel pressure to maximize her uptime efficiently. Her elemental burst, Ultimate Malice, Obliteration, is equally unique. It doesn't consume energy like most characters. Instead, it requires at least 50 Serpent's Cunning, and the more you have when casting it, the higher the damage multiplier. This makes her entire gameplay loop revolve around building, maintaining, and perfectly timing this resource. It's a fresh take on DPS flow, definitely not your typical skill burst swap rotation. But where her kit really shines, and where it also becomes more limiting, is in her passive talents. Her first passive introduces a system called SKIRK'S Severance. Whenever a Hydro teammate deals Hydro damage or another Cryo character deals Cryo damage, she gains a stack of SKIRK'S Severance. Each stack lasts 18 seconds, and she can hold up to 3 at a time. Here's why that's important. In her Sevenfold Flash stance, these stacks massively boost her damage. With all 3 stacks, her normal attacks get a plus 70% damage bonus, and her burst gets plus 60%. And these are additive buffs, placed in a unique multiplier category separate from general DMG bonuses. Think of it like how Xingqiu's C4 works. It doesn't compete with your typical stats, it stacks on top, which means this bonus is much more powerful than it might seem at first. But this comes with a price. Team restriction. If you're not using Cryo and Hydro characters, you're leaving all that bonus damage on the table. That means no Pyro, no Dendro, no Geo, no Electro. So yeah, SKIRK isn't flexible when it comes to team comps. She demands a very specific synergy, and if you don't build around her, her damage will feel noticeably weaker. Her second passive adds even more depth, and even more Cryo synergy. Whenever a nearby teammate triggers Freeze, Superconduct, Cryo Swirl, or Cryo Crystallize, SKIRK summons a Phantom Rift on the field. These rifts act as energy orbs, and if she collects them during her Sevenfold Flash stance using charged attacks, she regains 8 Serpent's Cunning. This helps extend her uptime and adds a cool dynamic to reaction-based gameplay. But again, it reinforces that you need cryo reactions in your team. No electrocharged, no burning, no bloom. So what about off-field viability? Sadly, she's not designed for it. If you switch her out, she doesn't exit her stance immediately, which is nice, but Serpent's Cunning continues to tick down, so you can't just pause her kit and come back later. You need to be deliberate and efficient every time she hits the field. Now for Constellations. At Constellation 1, her charged attacks deal small AoE cryo damage when absorbing Phantom Rifts. It's a decent quality of life upgrade, but not a game changer. Constellation 2 gives her more Serpent's Cunning on skill use and adds a small buff to her stance damage. Again, nice, but nothing meta-breaking. If you were hoping her constellations would open her up to new team comps or make her less restrictive, so far it doesn't look like it. So let's recap. SKIRK is shaping up to be a high-risk, high-reward main DPS. If you love tight rotations, focused team building, and rewarding on-field gameplay, she might be perfect for you. But she also has strict team limitations and doesn't forgive lazy rotations. She's definitely not a plug-and-play carry like Ayaka or Ganyu. Last but not least, SKIRK'S signature weapon is a beast. It has 608 base attack and 33.1% crit rate, making it a very strong stat stick for sword DPS units. No gimmicks, just raw power and flat damage boosts. So now that we've seen SKIRK'S full kit, what do you think? Is she still on your pull list, or do her team restrictions make you hesitate? Let me know in the comments. That's a wrap for today's video. I hope this video helped give you a clear overview of what to expect. As always, I'll keep you updated with more details as they emerge. If you enjoyed the video and found it helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.